Hello, and welcome to this year's mandatory training overview. In this quick video, we will give you tips and reminders for a successful mandatory training period. Let's begin. In this video, we will go over mandatory training, new hire training, reporting, and audits. The period for annual mandatory training starts the first week in October and ends the Friday before our Thanksgiving break. Official dates are sent out via email to the entire campus as we get closer to the start date. As a reminder, UHCL has its own site to access the Training Access Portal, or TAP for short. UHCL employees will access their training through tap.uhcl.edu and use their UHCL employee credentials to log in. Training requests for this upcoming year will be the same as previous years. You will be given a spreadsheet, which you will then filter, add, and delete individuals as needed. This is the list that will be submitted to UH Main for enrollment. Please submit your mandatory training by the date given as part of your emailed instructions. Once your spreadsheet is up to date, please attach it in an email to training@uhcl.edu. Do not create a unique spreadsheet or a Word document. The columns of the spreadsheet will need to remain the same for enrollment purposes. Any other forms of enrollment lists will be returned to the departments for reformatting. Please note that the list sent back to training will be the final list of those who need to be enrolled. Please do not color code, highlight, or add notation, as this list will be sent to UH Main. Role-based trainings will continue for this upcoming fiscal year. Use the training descriptions document to help you determine what to assign. Any information received after the deadline will not be sent to UH and will require a manual entry after mandatory training starts. This will delay an employee's access to the training and can put them at risk of being non-compliant. Here's where we need your help. Please help UHCL stay compliant. Per UH system policy, system employees are also required to complete annual mandatory training. Employees who do not complete annual mandatory training by the published deadline will not have met their job expectations and will therefore not be eligible for merit increases, as stated in SAM 02.A.26. For this training, we are going to be taking a closer look at SAMs 02.A.11 and SAM 02.A.26. In SAM 02.A.11, Section 2.4 states that system-mandated training is considered a minimum job expectation of all employees. System employees who do not complete annual mandatory training by the published deadline will not have met their job expectations and will therefore not be eligible for merit increases. SAM 02.A.26, Section 2.7.1 states that new system employees must complete new hire mandatory training within the first 30 days of employment. Failure to meet this requirement may lead to termination of employment. Section 2.7.2 outlines system employees and the requirement to complete annual mandatory training. Employees who do not complete annual mandatory training by the published deadline will not have met their job expectations and will therefore not be eligible for merit increases. Lastly, Section 2.7.3 reminds us that supervisors are responsible for monitoring their employees' training performance. Again, SAM 02.A.26 states new system employees must complete new hire mandatory training within their first 30 days of employment. Failure to meet this requirement may lead to termination of employment. It also states that supervisors are responsible for monitoring their employees' training performance. This is a critical step and we need your help in keeping with compliance. When a new team member joins UHCL, they receive their initial training notice from UH and they have 30 days from date of hire to complete. This includes all staff, faculty, and student workers. The training department will run weekly reports and send a reminder every Monday for the first 30 days. Each individual supervisor will also be receiving a reminder. Please note that these reminders go to the employee's respective UHCL employee email. Student workers will have multiple email accounts, so this should help identify where the emails will be sent to. Also, please ensure that student workers are completing their EULA as a part of their onboarding to ensure receipt of these notices. After the 30-day deadline, the list of incompletes will be emailed to the respective supervisor. This will give them an opportunity to track and/or flag as ineligible for future merit pay or rehire opportunities. Although late and is still considered out of compliance, it is recommended that supervisors make every effort to get the new hire or new hires to complete their training. Please note that any incomplete assignments, mandatory training, and new hire will result in an audit finding for that department and/or division. A written explanation for each may be requested and may be submitted via email to Jonathan Davis. Keep in mind that timely completion of termination EPARs will help clean up your training reports. Now let's talk about reporting. All CBAs and DBAs have access to mandatory and new hire training reports through TAP. You will access the department report through TAP using the guide provided, and Jonathan Davis will be your reporting point of contact. Resources to help you pull reports are the UHCL TAP reporting guide and the UHS online training checklist for the current fiscal year. Please note that the courses' names will correlate with which type of course it is. For example, SN is for System New, SM is for System Mandatory. We also have our role-based courses that are part of our mandatory training spreadsheet that you will fill out. Any courses specific to UHCL start with a C. From the UHCL Training Access Portal, use your UHCL credentials to log in. Once you are logged in, click on TAP Admin. Go to Staff Admin and select the department report from the drop-down menu. The top half of the screen is where you will select your courses. Select the courses that you need for your report. You can use the Check All box or you can select them individually. Remember to refer back to the UHS mandatory training list to identify the course numbers for the current fiscal year mandatory and role-specific courses. Towards the bottom of the screen, you will have your campus, college, and department. Although optional, we recommend that for campus you select UHCL. This will help filter out your report. Select college and department as needed. Use the boxes for completion or incompletion to filter out the type of data you need for your report. Click the Request Result button to pull your report. Click Reset to clear your selections and start over. Once your report appears, click Download to export to Excel. Once you have the report downloaded, you can click Close from this screen. Remember to log out before leaving TAP to ensure you have closed out of your session. You can now go to Excel and work on your report from there. Please refer to our TAP reporting guide to learn more about filtering the information. For those of you who are supervisors, please remember that the training dashboard is an available tool for you to use throughout the year to track training status. This tool can be helpful when viewing training status or when viewing role-specific courses for the enrollment spreadsheet. If you have not used this tool or need a refresher, training resources can be found on our UHCL training webpage. Please remember that the training department is here to help with any training-related questions. We can be found via phone at extension 2166 or 2301, or by email at training@uhcl.edu. We thank you for your time and look forward to another successful mandatory training period.